Spicy cat raid. What the hell is this spicy cat raid?
Immediate raid. Welcome, raiders. Thank you for the raid. Good morning. Ow, 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 ow. Good morning. I am tentatively alive. Last night was rough for Tommy Land. Good morning. Good morning. Phoenix DS, thank you for those fucking Canadians, brother. A Temmie ache from too much Temmie flakes? What are even Temmie flakes? I've never heard of that. And Mr. Julius Sneezer, thank you. Thank you for the Pepto-Bismol. I eated the Tums. I did the thing. It's 21:10. I don't know what time that is in real human time. What stomach bug did I get? I don't think I have a stomach bug. I just have pretty bad acid reflux. I ate some really great soup. And I guess my stomach decided, hey, I don't allow that. Fuck you. No more trunk pizza. Unironically, I didn't even get acid reflux from the trunk pizza, man. Mysterious Senor Hitler, thank you. Did I send up to raid Sheena on purpose, knowing full well she was playing with her boobs? When I opened her stream, she wasn't playing with tits, I swear to God. I was like, oh, I don't know what that is. It's like a ball of something. And then, like, in the time it took for me to pull up her stream, and then actually raid, somehow she got her tits out. I don't know how that works. That was amazing. Anyone else messing around on Wplace? I was seeing a bunch of Wplay stuff, and everyone was really angry at some, like, glitch something community, and I was like, I've never even heard of that. Why is everyone mad at them? Like, I can't even tell what they're defacing, because I don't even know what it is that they are. Why is my soup full of acid? I don't know, too many tomato, question mark? Yeah, Deltarune. Yeah, not glitch. Deltarune. That's what it was. Thank you, chat. I'd never heard of it before, and I was like, how can something I've never heard of have such an obnoxious community already? Deltarune community is a virus trying to turn everything into spamtons? I don't even know what that is. Sheena deserves an apology for the trauma raid. How is it trauma? She's the one who got her chicken breast out, okay? Hello, Zazie. Hello. Kirsche reads Sheena. She immediately takes off her shirt and pants. Can we call this the Foxu effect? I always win at gay chicken chat. Anthony, thank you. We all know the tummy horde is from the Roach King child. I'm not pregnant, chat. Evil Mandrake, thank you. I actually have the abs. Cause it's like, damn, that's weird. And then on, like, I guess people asking Grok if there's, like, far-right Nazi dog whistles. Excuse you me, Red Square. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening.
Spicy cat raid. What the hell is this spicy cat raid?
It was like the longest disconnect of my life. What the fuck? YouTube is 30 seconds behind. Recommend everyone fast forward. There's no way that the VoD didn't split. There's no way there's no split, man. We're back. I think we're back. I think. I'm sorry about this interruption to our regularly scheduled programming. Apparently, the internet also had tummy hurt. Heyo, zero view Kirsche. I fell off, brother. It's so over. What song is that? That's my background music. All of the music on my stream has been custom made for my stream. 0 views. I know. She fell off so hard. On the 3rd minute of Red Square. She has risen. It fell off harder than Battlefield 6. Alright, let's not get too excited. Didn't perform the proper tech rights to the Omnissiah. I don't know. I don't know, man. Last night, everything whole ass lost power, and I was terrified being out here. I was like, alright, I am going to literally sleep with a shotgun like it's a stuffed animal. It's time. It's time to be terrified. And I had a really interesting thought, and I was like, I'm going to remember this and talk about it on stream. And you know what I didn't do? Remember it. So, like, for some reason, my dumb ass feels like I can just have a thought and then remember it later, instead of having a thought and then writing it down because I will forget it. You'd think that I would know myself at this point and then just write things down when I wish to talk about them. But no. No, I have terminal retardation. You do the same thing. Isn't it bad if the air circulation system goes down? How comes a bunker doesn't have a generator? The worst news, I think, is that my universal power supply thing also didn't save my PC. I went to my computer to go shut it down and everything was already off, and I was like, well, you're plugged into a fucking UPC, why are you off? Why are you not on like you're supposed to be? So something's wrong with my UPS as well, I guess. Fucking Daniel, Mr. Phoenix DS, thank you for the Canadians. Temmie Flakes is an Undertale joke, a horrible, horrible joke. Oh, I haven't played Undertale. But Julie, thank you. A purple heart for Tummy Hort survival when. We truly need one of those. Is the PC okay? I haven't noticed anything wrong with it, so it seems like it's completely fine. By the time the power came back on, my PC didn't auto boot, so I guess it didn't have any issues with that. So we're all good. We're all thumbs up. UPS is only good to keep you running long enough to shut down properly or get a generator running. Yes, that's what I said. I have my PC plugged into a UPS. So I went to go turn it off when the power went out, but it was already off, thus the UPS was not working. My red squaring again? Backup battery failed. It did, I know! Katsudan, thank you. Soon you'll be born. The battery's shot and I need a new one. There's no way! I've only had this thing for like a year and a half, man. It means you should use FedEx. I'm gonna eat you with bacon. And perhaps the UPS has a bad battery. It was working before I came to Bunkerland. So, like, unless I fucking somehow broke it in transit, it should be fine. I hope. A lot of UPS have a chance of not working properly. It was working properly before. It was working. I know it was working. Also, my YouTube chat is completely dead. Let me see if I can, like, just reset the dock. I don't need to make a new one, do I? Oh, there we go. Okay, now I can see you guys. For some reason, it wasn't updating you. Now I can see you. What do I have plugged into? The master plug on the UPS? Look, I don't know what any of the slots do. I had the Bunker Bros set it up, okay? I was like, look, I'm just a woman. I don't understand how this works. What brand? I don't know. It's not facing me, so I would have to move quite a bit to look at the brand. UPS can be pretty unreliable. Have I considered using FedEx or Uber Eats? Is my PC connected to the breaker switch instead of the battery backup? That would be really funny, and I feel like if that's the case, whoever set that up specifically is my himbo, and I must marry him. I have to reread the last dono from Evil Mandrake. Oh, did none of that come through? Fuck you, Red Square. Evil Mandrake. Yeah, I was talking about, I have that thread open because apparently it's like partially Nux's fault that Grok got suspended or some shit. I don't know, but it's funny. It's funny. Thank you, Evil Mandrake. UPS batteries are usually sealed lead acid. The most basic bitch of batteries. They regularly commit silent seppuku. When in doubt, test every 6 months alongside smoke detectors. Test how? Oh yeah, Nux mentioned that. Yeah, there's a thread. Kirsche needs a tech priest. I do. I am in desperate need of a tech priest. Can't believe reading Nux's name made Kirsche's stream commit Sudoku. Damn it, Nux! I have Mossad handlers. I shouldn't have my stream go down when I mention your name. Solid state batteries can't come soon enough. True. I need to taste test it. Ah, nice try, brother. I know not to lick battery acid. Though, I didn't realize until probably like 6 or 7 years ago that batteries get juicy. So like, I had my old Game Boys and stuff in a box and they had batteries in them. And then when I went to get them at one point, I was like, oh, there's like this weird shit all over the ass of the Game Boy. And I opened the battery flap of the Game Boy's pants. And I was like, oh, these batteries are kind of swollen and kind of leaky. I guess it's time to clean and also not leave batteries inside objects anymore. Rough. I mean, it still worked. It still worked, so it was fine. But, you know, lesson learned. Papa saw it, thank you. The Undertale community can be a bit special, but at the time it came out, it was an oddly bright moment that united different communities in gaming. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. I never played it. Internet Zen Master, thank you. Nuxtaku is the ruler of X confirmed. He's actually just Elon Musk on an alt. Let's make a mini nuclear reactor. If a kid in the 90s can do it, so can you. Cool clock, Ahmed. It took you that long to figure that out. Well, whenever I have an object that takes batteries, I like use that object, right? So putting my Game Boys into a box into my closet for storage was like the first time I stored anything that took batteries that wasn't just piloted by evil like a Furby, you know? Every 2 you get your leather cuff watch battery cleaned? Well, watch batteries are different, right? They last way longer than like double or triple A. You only figured out when you checked your TI-83 calculator a decade later. I think my TI-83... I hope it's not in storage at my grandparents' place. I hope they gave that to, like, you know, my cousins or some shit, because I don't know where the fuck that is. Use the smoke detectors to make a nuclear reactor. Man, I was watching a movie. As, like, German people. German people, and, like, their entire building got encased by, like, some weird goofy wall with weird magnetism. And... Sorry, I forgot what I was talking about, so I had to read chat to remember what I was doing. Smoke detectors. In the movie, they pried a smoke detector off the ceiling and found a camera inside it. But, like, to my knowledge, smoke detectors are, like, built into your ceiling. Like, you can knock off the cover, but the bottom part, like, stays in your ceiling. So the fact that these German people could just kind of, like, use a broom and get the entire thing off of the ceiling, I was like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, if it's one of those really super fucking old buildings, I get it. You can't build the fire alarm thingy into the ceiling because the building's like 7,000 years old, right? But this was like an apartment complex building. I was just so confused. It's connected with screws to the ceiling. I think they just used to be stuck up there. That's so weird. That's so weird. You can screw most smoke detectors into the wall or ceiling. Some buildings have wiring to power smoke detectors, but they usually are just bolt in. The smoke alarm detector thing here had the batteries die a couple of weeks ago, and I got really excited to hear the ceiling bird chirp. Yours aren't built into the ceiling, they're just attached to it. You've never seen one built into the ceiling. Well, it's the opposite for me. You're German and the only thing in the ceiling is the hold for the smoke detector? That's so weird. Help. I'm kind of like a smoke detector beep if you think about it. A lot of smoke detectors don't use electricity, they just use batteries. They do only use batteries. Some have a plastic clip that is screwed in, the detector can be completely removed. That's really interesting. That's really interesting. What is also interesting is that I haven't thought about this because I haven't been in something other than an apartment in a very long time. And my apartment has, you know, obviously like a sprinkler system in it, so all of my stuff would get ruined either way in the event of a fire. It's either gonna get burned or it's gonna get totaled from the water damage. But it didn't occur to me that most houses don't have sprinkler systems. That's kind of interesting. What kind of apartment has a sprinkler? Is that not normal? Is that weird? Hey. Fringed Horizon, thank you. Each time the ceiling bird chirps, a black man abandons his wife and child. What the fuck? And most of my Victorian houses don't. Well, like, even more modern houses. Like, I didn't realize this until I was, like, looking around the bunker, and I was like, hey, wait a minute, there's no sprinkler system here. And then I started paying attention in my house hunt, and almost every house I looked at, I made sure to pay attention to the ceilings. And they also didn't have any sprinklers. And I was like, wait a minute. Wait a minute, that's crazy. Single family homes are not required to have sprinklers. I mean, I guess it makes sense because it would be really ugly to fucking look at all the time, right? Like, I wouldn't want to see sprinklers. I'd want some, like, Mark Zuckerberg-esque thing where they pop out of the ceiling. But when they're not in use, if there's no fire, they're just, like, encased in the ceiling, right? Like, you can't see them. So, like, I get it, but it's also like, I never thought about that before. A lot of the industrial apartments don't even have actual sprinkler systems. They have fake sprinkler systems just for show. Is that just for the tax credit, question mark? Need sprinklers in the McMansion like Mark Zucks. Apparently his neighbors are getting fed up with him because he's bought like 11 houses in their cul-de-sac area to make his compound. Even though the town told him he can't have a compound, but he found a loophole and he got like 54 different permits from the town over the last decade or some shit to continuously build up these 11 different properties to make the compound. You just can't call it the compound. I was like, damn, you really can just do anything if you have enough money. Sprinkler systems are expensive as shit to maintain. You're not gonna find a sprinkler system in any place that doesn't have a mass occupancy or major equipment to save. But what about, like, irrigation systems? Aren't irrigation systems just sprinkler systems, but for your, like, yard instead of your house? Zucker's the only guy that, when gone, the world is better. Ah, I wouldn't say the only guy. If they take Mark to court and sue him for everything he's worth 5 times over. I don't think they have any recourse. Crops are expensive equipment. Irrigation systems get used. Irrigation has a lot less regulations and stuff. I wouldn't know. I've never wielded a why? I almost said irrigation system. For some reason, my brain wanted to combine like urethra and irrigation system. I don't... The tummy hurt is slowly affecting the rest of my body. Hello, Mocha lady. Hello. Irrigation for Uruguay. Mind break can confirm. LB Weaver, thank you. In a super old Mary Tyler Moore show building. Oh. Does that mean you do or don't have the embedded ceiling birds? Spartan Bot, thank you. Even the attached smoke detectors have the ability to remove them. You're supposed to replace them every 10 years or so. I thought you only needed to replace the batteries, not the entire smoke detector. Insect Devil, thank you. Guys, this is our Oshi special. I'm a little retarded. I don't have a meme for that. Monkey99, thank you for the 19-month remember. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. You have an HOA and irrigation is expensive. You had a meeting and the system cost $8K. That is expensive. That's kind of expensive. That's a lot of money. Me irrigation? No, you irrigation. What the fuck? The sprinkler system in your lawn is also fucking annoying. Why is it annoying? I've never had a sprinkler system in a yard. I've had people who like buy the little sprinkler attachment and they put it on their hose and then that goes over like a fan. I used to run through those as a kid. That was fun. Technically, a urethra is a form of irrigation system. The male irrigation system. If your irrigation system fails, your grass grows. If your sprinkler system fails, you have water damage. True. True and fair. Master Prick, thank you for the member. Thank you for member. You also have the tummy hurt. No, look at that lady. I can share my Tums with you. Tums are ridiculously delicious. I buy, like, tropical Tums. And so, like, every time I eat them, I'm like, damn, that shit's good. Like, unironically tastes better than candy sometimes. The sprinkler system fails, you die. Well, I mean, that's not necessarily true. Tums are not candy. I know. During that, like, how long was it? October, November, December, January. During that, like, roughly 4.5, 5 month period where I had my pinched nerve and I was just vomiting everything, including water. Like, I just could not eat. I could not retain anything inside my body. I ate so many fucking Tums. Like, I think at one point I was eating like 3,000 milligrams of Tums in an effort to try and keep something in my stomach. Just because, like, sometimes the Tums helped calm the amount of vomiting I was doing. And so, like, when they stopped working, I would just increase the dosage. But once I hit like 3,000, I was like, maybe I shouldn't eat more of this. I'm going to become, like, majority chalk, and I can't lose that much ketchup in my bloodstream. Good lord, that's a lot of Tums. That might have caused a bit of damage. No, I'm fine. Tums maxing. Yeah, I used to also take, like, omeprazole for, like, GERD, but I got prescribed something that wasn't slow release, because apparently omeprazole, like, you take it and it's like a slow release. But I got given something else. I think it's like pantoprazole, maybe? That sounds familiar. And it's like a faster acting version of omeprazole. That shit's nuts. Sometimes you wonder how I was never hospital bound with all my injuries and illnesses. I'm actually transgender. I have the body of a female and the spirit of a male. Anytime I am ill, I just kinda... Yep. We're gonna get through this. Nothing's really that wrong, you know? And if it kills me, it kills me. It was meant to be, alright? But, like, I'm gonna get through this. That's just what I do, you know? A trans black 400-pound man, true. You have the brain of a male because you do dumb shit like, oh, no, let's not go that far, alright? I only have the spirit. I don't have the brain. Because I don't do things that would get me killed, typically. You know, I don't see, like, an electric fence, and I'm like, you know, I wonder if I could cut this down with specially made knives. Like, I don't have that thought, typically. One of us. Foxy's 10% shock, 90% yeah, true. Take ever-increasing amounts of painkillers. I haven't been able to get to my pain specialist, because I haven't been in Georgia. So I ran out of opiates. So I've been painkiller free for a hot minute here. That's why I was getting high. You don't do things that would get me killed. The LA trunk pizza sounds good. Look, it wasn't moldy. It was fine. She needs a new dominatrix. Yeah, I'm probably gonna try and figure out sometime to get back to my apartment, but I'm not sure exactly when. Dismantling my entire fucking battle station for stream is obnoxious, and I'd rather... Sorry, I just looked over, and the bunker cat was sitting next to my UPS, stuffing her face in one of my shoes. And that was just kind of weird. What was I saying? Yeah, dismantling my entire battle station's kind of obnoxious, and so, I'm gonna have to fight the part of my brain that's just like, why dismantle it at all? Just stay here forever. You live here now, just don't renew your lease. I'd be like, look, bunker bros, I can make great meatloaf and lasagna and chimkins when you're not grilling the meat. Like, I can contribute that way. Look, I use, like, double the electricity that all of you usually use without me here. I can just pay for that, you know? The trad bunker wife. Yeah, I could be like another bunker cat. I could be an additional bunker pet. trans black man that's also a Nazi, that's also a Mossad asset, that's also a Queen of Spades, that's also from New York. Let's if I'm a black man, how am I a Queen of Spades? You gotta get your fetishes right, you weirdo. I'd be into the snow bunnies. That's what it would be. We'll start digging a bunker under your house to attract fox women. That's true. The apartment cats. I know, I need to get my cats back is what I need. I miss my cats. I can take my cats here and be like, all of you meet bunker cats. Now there's 5 of you. I got a cat that does that too. He's obsessed with your sisters especially. I don't know why they all like pushing their heads in shoes, but this is the first time I've seen her do it. Can't wait to shoot 100 more idiots taking the bait about the stupid rat again. I mean, I don't think that's ever really gonna die. There are some people who are like crazy obsessed with whenever they see a white woman, they're just like, I have to see her get blacked. I have to just talk about her getting blacked all the time. And it's like, this is why Pole is unusable. He has 5 cats. Please, Kronk, marry my Oshi. She's running out of time. Well, I only own 3 cats. The other 2 cats that are here at the bunker belong to the bunker bros, okay? It'll be Cheemsball, Guavy, Ziggy, the bunker cat, Benny. Let's not forget about... Well, Kenny's not mine. Kenny's Tim's. And I wouldn't bring Tim to the bunker. That'd be weird. I might joke about him being my pet Korean, but he's still actually a human being, probably, you know? Did the Fox who see the Schizo post about the truth about gamer subs, which amounted to they're mean, trust me, bro? I find the timing really fucking funny, actually. I did see that, and I was like, man, this reads like a whole lot of nonsense, and the timing, man, really activates those almonds, don't it, brother? What's wrong with wanting to see women get dicked down by white guys like me? That's a great question! LB Weaver, thank you. Well, if the black guy is gay, then queer. Oh, okay, well, you know, that makes sense. That makes sense. Internet Zen Master, thank you. I don't have that kind of thought. Yet you brought the scenario up. I have a very vivid imagination. All right. Phoenix DS, thank you for the Canadians. Pepto Smoothie stream when? I don't want Pepto-Bismol smoothie. Weird that the blacked posts stop whenever Israel gets attacked. Clearly, they just have a really large population of black men in the army. They consumed porn into oblivion and raided their brain with it. Oh my god, great question. Next question. Anthony, thank you. Your house was built before plumbing was common in your area and smoke detectors didn't exist yet, so no built-in detectors or sprinklers. Yeah, that's what I was figuring. But it didn't make sense in the movie I was watching because that was an apartment complex building. A fear of FEMA, thank you. Smoke detectors have a little bit of radioactive material in them that has a half-life, so they have to be replaceable. Does that mean that if you eat enough smoke detectors, you'll also become a little bit radioactive and then you'll gain superpowers like Spider-Man? Ryan Spalding, thank you. Have I heard the guntuber Brandon Herrera announce a second run for Congress? I did. I had probably like 20 people tell me last stream. I can't vote for him because I don't live in Texas, but I hope he wins the seat this time. I hope he wins, brother. No, you gain cancer. But I'm immune to cancer because of the amount of ketchup I've eaten over my lifetime. Lycopene! Can somebody explain how the Foxu mind works? Smoke detectors had to have their cells controlled after some kid tried to make a nuclear reactor from their oh, that's what people were referencing before? I didn't know a kid tried to make a nuclear reactor out of the smoke detectors. That's crazy. Yes, but your superpower is tumors. But at least I'll glow in the dark, right? Internet Zen Master, thank you. This is why Pole is unusable. Don't get me started on the AI smut and the amount of blacked material out there. Please don't get started on it. So we can vote for Brendan. Let's all move to Texas and start a compound and shoot guns that has a great history of working out. Jesus Christ. How does the Foxu mind work? Joke on you. It doesn't. True. Please do not glow in the dark at 3 a.m. It's been a long time since I've had glow in the dark nail polish on. I didn't bring any glow in the dark colors with me to the bunker land, so I can't do that. But Julie, thank you. You finally have permanent lodging. No more living in hotels on your company's dime. Congratulations! It must feel pretty fucking great to have a place of your own. I hope you're going to have the stereotypical bachelor male apartment for at least 6 months where it's like the TV on a box, and then like a really comfortable chair, and then a tray table, and then like just a space to put your shoes, and that's it. I love looking at those like I've finally made it out bachelor pad apartments. The dude just loved doing experiments, just not safe ones. Yeah, mattress and TV on the floor, exactly. Beating up cancer by beating up the kids with it, that doesn't make sense! Milk crates and cinder blocks. Yours was a milk crate. I need to look into bed frames. I need to look into bed frames because the last time I had a bed frame, I was still living at home. And like, if I'm gonna spend the money, because like, you know, you can get like really cheap bed frames for like $400, $500, $600. But it's like, I want to get a bed frame that'll last. So I want something nice and pretty and made of real wood. But I don't know where to find like Victorian inspired 4-poster or canopy bed frames. Why do you need a bed frame? It's just part of transitioning into being an adult, you know, taking your mattress off the floor finally. Get a box spring under the mattress. It changed your life. Custom made? Yeah, I thought about that. But like, I don't know how to find a local carpenter that does like intricate carving work instead of just guys who are like, yeah, I cut your wood to build your shed. You know, whenever I search for carpenters, it's always the guys who are like, I cut your wood and build your shed. Never like the intricate carving type of carpenters. Ordered a bidet last year and you still need to install it. Why is it taking you a year? It's really the only way you're going to get what you want. Yeah, but how do I find the people that can do what I want? Or maybe go to the local exotic lumber supply place and ask for recommendation. There's exotic lumber? Praxis Fall, thank you. As she shares a brain cell with the other VTubers. This is how VTubing works. Collective telepathy. Can you imagine if that was real? Considering, like, the amount of cattiness in this industry, man, that would be horrific. Sparky, thank you. Fun fact, the radioactive material inside smoke detectors is Americium, named after the Americas. Very patriotic, if you ask me. I read that as Americum at first, and I was like, why is there American cum that's radioactive inside the smoke detectors? What's happening here? Cabinet shops for intricate work. Look for cabinet makers. You need an artisan of the wood. You need to look for them. It's a rare talent. I know it's a rare talent, which is why I've struggled to find one. VTubers are orange cats. Look for furniture builders. They're more likely to do stuff like that. Yeah, I found a handful of furniture builders, but they only do stuff like, I only make Amish-coded furniture or postmodern brown, beige, and white furniture with no personality and no carving. You could have gone to IKEA and gotten this for 10 times cheaper, but you're going to buy it from me because you're a pretentious fuckwit. Those are the only ones I've been able to find. Only if you date one, then she's radioactive after a few weeks of USA humor. What the fuck? Ryan, thank you. Hire a woodworker to build it, a sculptor to carve. I need 2 people? I can't just get, like, a carpenter anymore? IKEA's just pressed paper, it really is. Huh. Phoenix DS, thank you. They make bed frames that have a cat home inside. Just not too keen on that for cleaning up after the kitties. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. I don't want my cats to be able to get into, like, a tiny, under-closed area. Because, like, cleaning that would be a nightmare. No way. Look up Amish woodworkers. Yeah, I did. I've looked at several Amish woodworkers. They don't actually do intricate carving. They just put things together. You thought sculptors only worked with rock? I mean, you can get a solid wood canopy bed on Wayfair via Valencia, 11,500. Which, for Wayfair, that's kind of expensive. Like, I would expect that coming from, like, an actual carpenter. Gee, Kirsche, you have 2 woodworkers. How do you contact the Amish if they don't have phones? I don't know. Maybe they have somebody who runs the shop for them and just brings them the work orders. Mika Lim, thank you. The kid who tried to make the nuclear reactor messaged many professionals and uni teachers asking about nuclear power. They just assumed he was another scientist. They gave the kid all of their info. That's kind of funny. LB Weaver, thank you. American C+, C asterisk asterisk, the one with the kid in the pie? What? It's either ornate bed or sleeping on the floor. Typical fox bed. Yeah, I know. This is like my evolution, right? I've been sleeping on a mattress on the floor for like a decade. It's time to get a bed frame. Yeah, that was a juicy zap. When the power finally came back on, bro, before I got up, like, the reason I got up wasn't specifically to check on my PC. I was just lounging, enjoying the fact that the air conditioning was back on and the fan was blowing cool air on me again. And then I heard something troubling. This fucking zapper, it started zapping at a volume and a rate with which I had never heard. It was like a million flies decided to suicide bomb into the zapper. And like, I figured like, oh, that's crazy, but it'll stop after a few seconds. 10 seconds later, and it was still fucking going. So I get up, because I'm like, oh fuck, what if there's an electrical fire? So I get up and it's like, nope, just a holocaust of flies. Just casual fly genocide. And then it stopped and everything was normal. Sometimes fly gets stuck in a way that it still gets fried even after dead. I don't think it was just one fly. Did I know that the divorce rates have fallen from around 50% in the 80s to 40% this year? Interesting. M14 Wolf, thank you for the 15-month member. Thank you. And thank you. Internet Zen Master, thank you. Given the current drama in the hag VTuber side of the sphere, the whole Adora mess makes Cinder look like a saint. VTuber sharing a single brain cell would have mixed results. What the fuck is an Adora? And what the fuck is happening in hag VTuber sphere? Oh wait, what are you talking about? Mysterious Senor Hitler, thank you. Amish businesses will use gasoline-powered equipment, computers, and phones as long as it's a business-related need instead of personal use. Interesting. Doesn't that kind of break their tenets, though, if they're, like, using all these modern technologies for business? 92-page Google Docie? Oh. Oh. That's pretty big. Oakview, thank you. Most of the Amish stuff is actually owned by an outsource and operates at a loss for tax benefit. That's how they float everything against taxes. Interesting. Interesting. Hag Connect. Zim the Despo, thank you. Stay hydrated, Foxu in chat. North Idaho is very hot right now, plus Canada and Washington being on fire doesn't help either. I don't like the heat. Phoenix DS, thank you for the Canadians. Kirsche making plans on having her Victorian 4-post bed frame with curtains. They're just so pretty! They're pretty! I like them. Your island has like 3 wildfires right now? Well, at least you're on an island. You got plenty of water. Anthony, thank you. It's been your experience that you have to find the woodworkers who are missing fingers to find the ones who know what they're doing. Well, yeah, but like, how am I even supposed to find them? The Google searches, they do nothing. They only return to me modern woodworkers who only make Globo Homo Sloppa. And I don't want Globo Homo Sloppa to sleep on. I want nice, inspired by the old world stuff to sleep on. Oh, bottle of water. Why won't you stand up on your butt? In order to explain the drama, you have to use a few no-no words that are not safe for any platform. Save yourself time and just imagine catty bitches being catty. There you go. Interesting. Interesting. Cunning Druger, thank you. Unfortunately, this is in a diverse area of Pennsylvania, but you found a real cool house for me to look at. You sent it to one of my mods. I don't want to live in Pennsylvania. I don't want to live in Pennsylvania. I want to live in a nice area. That's near my family. Master Prig, thank you. You saw an Amish at the airport 15 minutes ago. Now, you say, are you sure it was an Amish person and not just someone who was an Orthodox Jew? I see people get them confused pretty frequently. What you're saying is you need to get back into woodworking and go old school? Yes. Don't want a resin wood slab bed? I will hunt you down. You just like looking at houses. Looking at houses is fun. Ed Song, thank you. How will they run their buffet if they can't modern tech? Have I gone to their buffet in Lancaster? You heard it was tasty. Like an Amish buffet? Why would they need modern technology for a buffet? Almost exclusively female-dominated industry. Endless drama. Who could have guessed? Maybe that's why male VTubers don't take off as much, because they just act like women in the industry. Now, Amish and Mennonites look identical, but Mennonites will use tech. I don't know what a Mennonite is, because whenever I hear Mennonite, I think of Moononite, and that just makes me think of, like, the not South Park, the fucking Aqua Teen Hunger Force things. Amish Light, okay. Refrigeration. You don't need refrigeration for the buffet. You just put that shit out on a table. Modern technology to take money and credit cards. I hate credit card skimmers. How to be mean to Amish? Just Google it. I don't want to be mean to an Amish person. I want to find a carpenter that knows how to do carving instead of just slapping woods together. Lumberjack carpenter is an ideal himbo mate for you. I will tie him up. He will be leashed forever. That's not very serve-safe, Kirsche. What do you mean? Yeah, the carpenter for carving, that's what I need. Need advice? You have 2 job offers open. Both pay about the same. Weekly pay. Just went through a very chaotic weekend. Need help deciding. One is data center technician. Other is a route driver. I feel like data center technician would be a lot cushier than a route driver. Amish are not for decorative carving, as their issue is with vanity. Yeah, see, I want the decorative carving. I wanna like embody a pretentious French queen from the 1700s when telling a carpenter what I want my bed to look like. Bad latency, thank you. Amish are a type of Mennonite. They're a subsect. I can't keep track of all of this. Data centers have AC 24/7. Are my nails good for carving? Absolutely not. They can barely handle circumcising the chicken dicks, as you could see on stream the other day. Alternatively, I could go to estate sales at old homes and buy their bed frames. I could. I could. Carved redwood bed with gold lining.
Have you searched for woodcarver instead of carpenter?
I don't remember. I might have, but I don't want to say yes and then be wrong. Pretty sure Meta Knight is just an older Kirby race. And just don't go full Catherine the Great. Isn't that Russia? Wasn't that Russia, not France? Data centers require AC. Servers need to stay cool. Indeed. Indeed. I'm looking for a Finnish carpenter. Intricate woodworker for old stuff. Why specifically Finnish? We can hear it zap. I'm glad you guys enjoy the Zappa so much. Is that wood carving guy I liked in Mass still around? I'm pretty sure he was really, really old when I still lived there. So he's probably either no longer carving or just dead by now, unfortunately. Foxy wants her bed and himbo too. Search whittler. Isn't like whittling a small scale kind of thing though? Finish as in done, not the people! Oh, okay. Phoenix DS, thank you for the Canadians. Mexican Mennonites have a woodworking shop in town 27 minutes from you. Never really took a peek inside, but have some furniture in the front window as display. How can you be a Mexican and a Mennonite at the same time? Are there Mexican Amish? Fringed Horizon, thank you. As someone who used to drive for a living and now has a cushier job, go with the data job, man. There's Mexican Mormons. What? That's crazy! Mexicanites! Yeah, the Mexanites. Mennonites move to Mexico and have their own communities like the Amish. That's crazy! And here it's a religion. They can be from anywhere. Yeah, but like usually, you know, when you say Amish, you think of like incredibly pasty white people with big beards. Weren't the Mexican Mormons just white Mormons who fled to Mexico to build a secluded community? I don't know. Internet Zen Master, thank you. The only reason you're interested in the whole Adora drama is the victim, Radioactive, is actually from the Seattle area. Made the mistake of listening to someone covering both docs. Poor girl nearly took 12 hours. You said Seattle area, and I just expected this to turn into, like, some weird progressive infighting, because it's like, Seattle's a wasteland, man. Oh god, Mennonites were the OG Amish. They split because of religious and political reasons in the 1690s. God damn, that's ages ago. For carved furniture, Google master carved furniture. Like local master carved furniture? Might have had an apprentice. That's true, he could have had an apprentice, but I would feel really weird, like, going up to the house and knocking on the door and be like, hey, I used to walk by your carved statues and mailbox every day on my way to school. Now I am adult, and I would like your services. Oh, he's no longer around. Did he have an apprentice? That feels kind of weird. Feels kind of weird to do. On the Adora situation, they're 100% all progressives and they're all infighting. You're referring to catty bitches being catty before. Imagine. Didn't we find his website? No, we didn't. Also, is he single? He'd be like in his 90s or some shit, man. If you're confused about Mexican Mennonites, wait till you find out about Brazilian American Confederates. You telling me that there's Brazilian women out there doing the Sora de Bunda with like Confederate flag bikinis on? The friend circle is a bunch of progressives. Imagine. Morning. Thank you for the confidence boost. You've been unemployed for a month and a half. Your girlfriend and you separated for a little bit to better yourselves for each other. So this weekend has been a mental and emotional shit show. Your girlfriend and you separated for a little bit to better yourselves for each other. If you get back into that relationship, she's probably gonna cuck you, brother. I would not trust that. No, knowing absolutely nothing about you or her, rational adults who actually want to better themselves don't break up to do it. You better yourselves together, because that's the point of a relationship. You're building each other up at the same time. That's a concern for sure. Yeah, that's I'm sorry you had to learn this way, sir. I apologize. There's a lot of, shall we say, groups that went to live in South America. Oh my god. That kind of train. Don't have a conductor. We need that red flag guy. Hopping on every dick. Oh, I don't know about that, but, you know. Did you see anal violence getting dropped on what? Doesn't sound good, my brother. I need to myself. Run! 200% stealth breakup? Oh boy. You've never even had a relationship and you could tell it was over. Oh god, I'm so sorry. You got my Gamer Subs cup yesterday and got your Gamer Subs AFK and caffeine-free flavors today. FYI, you're a hobby Finnish carpenter, but you've never done carvings before. Oh, I didn't know you could be Finnish as a hobby. Thank you, Frostbite. Thank you, my guy. I hope you enjoyed the merch. I am very happy with the quality, dude. There's a lot of words for whoring. Oh my god. Praxis Fall, thank you. She's probably sleeping around with 20 men and will come back pregnant with another guy's child and pin it on you. We don't need to go to the depths of the despair mine, okay? He just needs to know that that's not normal and it's over. You saw the Rev Says Desi video? It was a UK brand called Waifu Wears. Oh! Those were the fucking weird fucks who were trying to virtue signal during the entire Vice cancellation campaign. They were the guys who were just like, oh yeah, we don't fucking associate with Nazis, by the way, or some shit. I remember that brand. That's funny. Note to self, do not share relationship details on Kirsche's stream unless I'm ready for a reaming. Well, we have plenty of happily married people here. What do you mean? What do you mean? Anal Violence got dropped by Waifu Wears like 2 hours after Violence saying they were partnered with them. Yeah, somebody mentioned that last stream as well, and I was just like, yeah, you kind of get what you fucking deserve, right? I don't think people should ever go after someone's sponsors, but they decided to open that plan of attack. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. If you're going to set the rules of engagement, you cannot complain when they are used against you. This is why you should just let people be instead of trying to run cancel campaigns on them. Kier will turn you gay, single men. Huh, there are no bad tactics. Yeah, this is why when people were like, oh, Anal Violence is a temporary ally against Collective Shout, it's like, no, they're fucking not. No, they're absolutely not. They would immediately try to censor any of you if you said something they disagreed with. Guess he didn't like where the sword was inserted. Opening Pandora's box is never a good thing. Oh fuck, that does remind me. Hold on, where is it in my tabs here? My titular tabulations. I do want to bring up that Nux thread as well. Oh yeah, there was this fucking thing. And I just, like, I'm not gonna loop on, like, how weirdos are, like, liars and freaks, right? Because that's just, like, giving them too much attention. But somebody obviously, you know, multiple months late to get on the clout bandwagon for the cancel train. And also just bringing in Tectone for some reason. I was like, okay, all right. Tectone and Kirsche. Tectone did a segment on this where he was just like, what do you mean racist, sexist, transphobic? That's not even close to the worst things I've done. He was talking about like eating babies and setting orphanages on fire, you know? It's like, oh, you know, that checks out. That checks out. Maybe I should take a page out of his book. I should start committing war crimes. You know, maybe have some people write my name on missiles that end up in some sort of armed conflict in a sand war somewhere that definitely hasn't happened before. If you're gonna make up a story, you might as well make it good. That's true. That's true and real. But I thought this was really funny for multiple reasons. I posted like a single correction because they posted this like screenshot, and then I saw a couple of the other freaks who try to go after me constantly reposting this screenshot as if it's new information. Even if you didn't watch the video, if you have a functioning brain, this thumbnail says DEI, a solution to demographic change. So this is saying diversity, equity, and inclusion is the solution. We need more diversity because of the demographic changes. And the thing that I posted was showing how I was reading an article about a guy who previously worked under George W. Bush, previously worked under Clinton, previously worked under Obama. He was the guy that set up the Clinton Foundation with the WEF. He's a fucking high-powered guy. And he was like, you know what? There's just not enough white men around anymore. And because there's not enough white men, we need more DEI. DEI is the solution to the changing demographics. I was just like, these are the people who agree with you. You're posting something that agrees with you, trying to dunk on me. You don't even know what you're doing anymore. You like literally do not have the capacity of using brain cells. They leaked out of your ears ages ago. Stop taking drugs. Stop assuming they have a brain that works. Oh my God. So they then went on to say, for the record, I've never bought anything from GamerSups. So it's like a very obvious grifting attempt from the beginning. But I think what makes it even funnier is some people were like tweeting about this, right? Like Pirate Nation, Yeet, etc. And I saw this get posted. Someone named Crux Smash posted this screenshot from October 6th, 2024 of this person trying to go at Tectone and I saying, be racist to white people. Chat, how come everyone that attacks me is either a pedophile or someone who thinks that you can be racist to white people with zero repercussions? That being racist to white people is just the natural order of things. Can someone explain why this seems to be the case? Or an AGP. Yeah, AGP, pedophile, racist to white people. Yeah, it's very common. It's like clockwork. What do you mean or? I mean, fair. Fair point. Fair point. And another thing that I found while reading through this very, very mentally ill thread is people in my Discord have alerted me to the fact that one of my YouTube Wikipedia pages has been consistently vandalized. And every time someone in the community reverts it back, it gets vandalized again. I have no idea how to even edit or claim my wiki pages. And I've been asking some of my mods if they can actually do an overhaul of it because it was basically made and then nobody associated with me ever updated anything on it. So a lot of it is either outdated or just random shit that doesn't make sense. So I thought it was really funny that someone here Right, this fucking weird-ass Twitter freak said, a VTube wiki says Kirsche is not afraid to occasionally talk politics on stream from a nationalist conservative perspective. And they, I guess, changed it to this because they kept trying to say National Socialist to paint me as a Nazi, and that kept getting reverted. And then this person replied, it used to be conservative perspective before, but I edited it to add nationalist. I guess they really agreed with the change. Imagine just coming out and admitting to vandalizing my wiki page publicly like this, and only even getting one update for it. McCain's brain, thank you. If we judge people by their enemies, Kirsche's mother Mary, pretty fucking much. Because nationalist isn't wrong. What a disingenuous twit. I know. So imagine being proud to be an American, brother. It's like opening a pack and getting the lowest tier reward, and it's worth less than opening said pack. You'd say patriotic since nationalist implies outward aggressive projection of values upon the world. I don't think it does. I would say Japan is a nationalist nation, and they're very isolationist. Ed Song, thank you. Mana Valenz and her collaborator were celebrating the gamer sub secretly dropped me when they went for a sponsorship and people posted their trash. She was upset people went at the sponsor. Imagine having such little self-awareness to do a victory lap about me getting dropped, except it's me trying to protect the other people who are sponsored by GamerSup so that they don't get harassed by you actual freaks. Good lord. Battleizer, thank you. You can see it now. A missile with money on it with butthole wrinkles and sandbox sword number 578. Oh my god. Japan doesn't count. The commies hate them too. Oh my god. Mexican Meta Knight. Does that mean Kirby is Mexican? I mean, why not? Why not? Can be proud of your own country. Change starts at home. Exactly. Exactly. But I hear Muslims are complaining about Japan not welcoming their culture because some creep tried to sleep with a Japanese schoolgirl. Japan really needs to start mass deportations immediately before it gets worse, man. They do not need to suffer unduly. They don't understand altruism, so what you did for other GamerSubs partners is totally alien. Yeah. Yeah. Obviously, removing the badge seems to have worked for the most part if they're actually falling for the, oh my god, she got dropped rat. Yeah, you know, it's very interesting. It's very interesting. My plan has worked. I guess in Amish, the good dating women are Kirby Knights. What? You get them out while the number is still small and manageable. It was based off of a Muslim woman complaining that school meals don't have halal options for her kids. What? Behaviors can be changed with two methods, the carrot and the stick. We're all out of carrots. Oh my god. Aren't Japanese schoolgirls one of the primary exports? No? What the fuck, Lala, thank you. Her trademarks are politically incorrect humor and unintentionally sexy fox noises and a Boston accent. What are they smoking on Wiki? Millennia! It's like complaining there's no vegan options in Japanese food, right? Right? Nuclear bomb merch on Kirsche website? I don't think I can sell those. And if the wiki intends to keep the piece of misinformation, you could simply just personally request a takedown of your page. That'd be interesting. Way too many people don't realize that Japan does not give a fuck about criminal rights and their prisons are human rights violations. You know, I've always wondered if we have, like, a friendly relationship with another nation and one of their nationals enters our country illegally and commits, you know, like murder or rape or something crazy, right? When we sentence them to like 10 years in prison, why don't we just extradite them to their home country? Again, if we have a friendly relationship, be like, hey, we caught this criminal, he actually belongs to you, we sentenced him to this many years, you can have him back, do what you want with him. Because I feel like if you have to go back to your home, like, shithole country to be in prison there instead of in an American prison, that might be a bigger incentive to, like, I don't know, maybe not commit crime, question mark. Sometimes we do things like that. Yeah, I feel like, why don't we do that more often? No clip through, thank you. Japan's not exactly a shit. Oh, I'm not talking about Japan. How many Japanese illegal immigrants have happened to show up in the US? What? What? No clip through, thank you. Lost your mind listening, driving home from work. Dad and you are both Finnish carpenters specializing in restoring or reproducing antique furniture. Dad would sell his leg to work on furniture again. You'll see if you can get a quote. Well, I don't want his leg. He can keep that. Please don't embed it in the bedpost, but yeah, that must have been a really interesting thing for you to listen to while driving. I'm glad you waited until you stopped driving to type. Hell yeah. If you do manage to talk to him, make sure you make a mod ticket, because that'll be the fastest way to get my attention. Sometimes it's better for them to be sent back to their countries because they can avoid death sentences there, just saying. I don't know if that's really better, depending on what country they're sent back to. If you drew fan art of me, how do you send it if you don't have a Twitter account? Discord? Discord? It's a good question. You can tell a lot of South Koreans have a lot of accidental illegal immigrants because they come here and forget to renew their visas. I really don't understand how that happens, right? Like, if I was on a visa in a country, I would constantly be anxious about my deadline. You went to smoke and forgot I was live. Great to eat nuggies. Oh my god, I want some fucking nuggies, man. They don't forget because lazy. Can I sell smaller missiles like fireworks? I don't think I can. Oops, I forgot to leave the country on time, even though it's super clear in the terms of my visit to the country. And that's why I don't feel bad for people who overstay visas and get deported. Because it's like, you had how many years to fucking become naturalized or get citizenship, and you instead decided to overstay? I think I have a tab for that. I do have a tab for that. Holy shit! ICE detains green card holder returning from vacation after 23 years in the US. I don't care. He had 23 years to become a naturalized citizen. Why did he not do it? One is too many. You're of Korean descent and you laugh at the South Koreans that are forced back home. So what you're saying is if I'm in the market for a new pet gay Korean, I should come find you? Phoenix DS, thank you for the Canadians. Would the Constitution apply to someone who entered illegally, or places like Alligator Alcatraz or Gitmo or on Gitmo steroids okay? Unfortunately, the Constitution does apply to people who are in America and aren't Americans. It is my opinion that the Constitution should only apply to US citizens. But unfortunately, we have to extend those rights to people who merely step on our soil. Does it? Why? I couldn't tell you that. I don't think it should, but that's just like my opinion, man. A Bleg, thank you. Carrot and stick. Overstaying your visa is denying the carrot. At that point, you've chosen the stick. Deportation is a merciful stick. I agree. I agree. Not sure if that's true, but I mean, that is the excuse Democrats use every time. Whenever they want to protect criminals or protect illegals or protect people who are here for like foreign, I don't want to say espionage, but like foreign interests, they're just like, but our Constitution protects these people. Didn't we literally have a conversation about this like 2 months ago? And everybody was angry at me because I said that I don't think the Constitution should apply to people who aren't citizens. I vaguely remember this happening. Official, those rights are extended as a courtesy. They shouldn't be extended to people who are not citizens. You're South Korean adopted, naturalized at the age of 7. Your adopted mom, Polish, raised you right. Illegals need to go. Yeah, the people who are like most against illegal immigration that I've met are legal immigrants because they spent the time and the money and the effort to do things correctly, and they wanted to be an American and they wanted to be a part of American culture. And so they see all these illegals as like skirting the system and doing things horribly and also making them look bad. Nasky Holy Goddess, thank you for the raid. Welcome, Raiders. Welcome, Raiders. Yeah, they want the illegals to get the fuck out. Yeah, Tim's mom came to the US when she was 14, and she is very angry about illegals. Got in line, paid the fine, they should too. Exactly. Seriously, who's everyone? You remember agreeing with me? I remember arguing with chat for quite a while about that constitutional thing applying to foreigners. Some parts of the Constitution apply to everyone because the Constitution specifically limits the powers of the government, but generally a lot of the stuff doesn't apply to illegals. And I feel like probably on paper, you're correct, it doesn't, but it's been used to do so for so long that everyone's just like, yeah, of course it applies to everyone. Tim's mom sounds great. She's pretty fucking sweet. Phoenix DS, thank you for the Canadians. No one likes a line jumper. True. True and real. Your fiance has family that came here within the last decade and they became citizens ASAP? Yeah. Yeah, it's like if you want to be here, just become a citizen, man. It's gonna take time. But this dude had 23 years. I don't feel bad for him. A Filipino immigrant and green card holder with prior criminal charges for distributing controlled substances was detained at an airport and is currently in U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Well, I feel even less bad now. Why the fuck should we care? Sonny Lasquette was detained after a vacation in the Bahamas by U.S. Customs and Border Protection on July 28th at Charlotte Douglas International Airport, according to relatives who spoke with GMA News Online. Lasquette's arrest was due to a red flag in the federal system linked to a 2012 narcotics case. ICE records reviewed by Newsweek show Lasquette currently being held at a Stewart Detention Center in Stewart County, Georgia. Lasquette's detention illustrated how lawful permanent residents could face immigration enforcement after arrests at ports of entry, raising questions about the consequences of past criminal convictions for long-term residents and the humanitarian impact on families that rely on detained relatives for financial and caregiving support. Well, maybe he should have gotten naturalized. Why should I feel bad? Why should I feel bad for this person? Why should I feel bad? He's not lawful. Well, he's a green card holder. So, yeah, technically he's lawful because he has a green card. But 23 years, why are you still on the green card instead of getting naturalized, man? Families can be deported together. I don't have the tweet, and even if I did, I wouldn't bring it up because I don't want to, like, have this person get any sort of negative reinforcement. This is like, I'm gonna vaguely talk about something I saw on Twitter. It was a VTuber, I think it was a VTuber, and they were talking about how a family member got detained by ICE, and so they're asking for like donations to retain a lawyer and everything, and I was like, damn, that sucks, bro. Maybe don't be here illegally. Depending on the green card, you can naturalize within 5 to 10 years. Yeah, exactly. It's like, come on, man. And like, there might be something that prevents you from getting naturalized quickly if you have criminal charges. But then that begs the question, if we have people with prior criminal charges, do we want them getting naturalized? Do we want them here in general? Nama, 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 nama. Lasquette reportedly lived in the U.S. for 23 years and worked as a banquet server in Las Vegas. From roughly December 2010 to about August 2012, Lasquette intentionally and knowingly possessed with the intent to distribute Schedule 4 narcotics, including diazepam, alprazolam, zolpidem, and carisoprodol. I don't know what any of those are. Diazepam sounds like an anxiety med, though, because I think a lot of those have Pam at the end. He was trading in pills. Pretty sure that any criminal charges are supposed to get your green card removed. Interesting. Benzos, Valium. Ah, okay. Funny how Americans are expected to be forgiving of people who violate our laws, but immigrants aren't expected to follow our laws and social norms. Yeah, it really gets you noggin jogging, don't it? 2 anxiety meds and a sleeping pill. Ah, so he was giving him the housewife cocktail special. Records indicate that he promptly took responsibility for his actions. Is that so? And cooperated with federal government in identifying charged and uncharged co-conspirators. A 2014 sentencing memorandum by former U.S. Attorney Preet Bharara said that Lasquette helped stop narcotics distribution practices and led to the prosecution of others. So this is probably why he was allowed to keep a green card even after these criminal charges. He snitched, yep. It's probably why he was able to keep a green card. JD, delay is a special case of reformed felon, but it remains the case that criminals can be reformed. What are you talking about? Stool pigeon, what does that mean? Phoenix DS, thank you for the Canadians. How long is the waiting list to naturalize while having a green card? Your cousin has a green card right now and is contributing to the American dream. I don't know, that would be something to look up. Somebody in chat said that depending on the type of green card you have, the process could be shorter. So that would be something for him to look into if he wanted to become a citizen. You need at least a green card to join the army. You are, as the government points out, the only defendant who cooperated, Barara said on September 9th, 2014. You did that at some risk to yourself. I think there needs to be recognition of that and proportionate sentencing between you and the other defendants. I feel pretty confident that you're not going to commit any crimes in the future, and I join the government in wishing you well and hopefully being able to put this behind you. The court ultimately sentenced Leskeet to time served and no additional prison time, ordering him to pay $200. Chad, I have a question. The court sentenced him to time served and no additional prison time. What does that mean? What is sentenced to time served? Is that saying, like, we think you've already served time, question mark? He was in prison the whole time? Oh, okay. So, like, the time that you've spent in prison is good enough. Once you reach the threshold for your green card and apply for naturalization, it's just about a month or two. You might need to travel to the nearest big city where the immigration office is. Interesting. Time served means he was in prison for some period of time, and the time spent was enough. All right, thank you. Credit for time served. Thank you for explaining, chat. Thank you for explaining. And again, I feel like, considering he was sentenced and he did spend time in jail, and then was able to keep his green card, it's how Chris Chan got out. Means he was in jail and that was good enough. Ed Song, thank you. Don't understand why there's such lax standards for green cards. One guy had a green card accused of DA and released. One guy had a green card accused of DA. I don't know what that means. He went on to Minecraft the person that accused him. The standard is too lax. It reminds me of like that tweet going around recently where some guy supposedly was wrongfully convicted for like some murder or some shit, and he was in prison for some amount of years. I can't remember the tweet. And then as soon as he was let out recently, he just murdered someone else over like a $1,400 drug debt despite having won $4 million from the city. How the fuck do you not just pay off a $1,400 debt if you have won $4 million or some shit? Like, what is this? How's fisticuffing? Oh man, Leskeet has put that time of his life behind him, according to family and friends, who created a GoFundMe on Saturday to raise $30,000 for legal representation, filing fees, and quote-unquote essential expenses to fight for Sonny's right to remain in the US and reunite with his family. Nobody has a right to remain in the US unless they were born a citizen. I don't know what they mean by this. Actually, it was 1,300. Your point is null, this fucking guy. As of Monday morning, nearly $11,600 has been raised from 56 donations. The fundraiser was started by Vivian Hirano of Las Vegas, who writes that Leskeet had no further legal troubles and has been a law-abiding contributing member of his community since his 2012 criminal conviction. Again, what is preventing him from being naturalized? If having a criminal conviction prevents you from getting naturalized, this guy still has the, look, I was a narc, all right? I gave a lot of assistance and help. So, I mean, why hasn't he tried? Sonny Leskeet is more than a name. He is a beloved son, brother, uncle, and friend whose kindness has touched countless lives, the GoFundMe says. For decades, Sonny has lived peacefully in the United States. Oh god, sorry, that was like a burp in the middle of a hiccup. That was disgusting and painful. I'm sorry. Ah! Ergo, he's touched people. What the fuck? Internet Zen Master, thank you. Had an Indian, Canadian coworker who took 3 to 5 years to become fully naturalized citizen. That seems like a pretty reasonable amount of time. Patchouli, thank you. You would have used his resources to nab his candy distribution ring and then stripped his green card and permabanned him, but that's just you. This guy's thinking outside the box. She's possessed. Squealing makes you trust him less on being naturalized. He's too easy to flip. Sonny has lived peacefully in the United States, working hard, caring for his elderly mother, and always putting others before himself. He's the kind of person who never hesitates to help, greet you with a warm smile, or offer comfort when you need it most. I feel like I'm reading one of those, like, Damn, that was loud. I feel like I'm reading one of those family statements from, like, after someone has committed a crime. Like, it feels like they're laying it on hella thick, man. That's just stuff you're supposed to do anyways. Yeah, but it's an immigrant doing it. So, I mean, that's like a spectacular occasion or something, right? I don't know. White supremacy culture, something, something, Smithsonian Museum, something, something. The Phoenix DS, thank you. Don't snitches get stitches. Don't know about the 23-year green card holder having an easy life. Oh my god. From the USCIS Gov, if you served honorably in the U.S. Armed Forces for at least 1 year at any time, you may be eligible to apply for naturalization. While some general naturalization requirements apply under INA 328, other requirements may not apply or are reduced. Interesting. Aside from Laskeet's detention causing his mother's health to decline under the weight of the stress, his own health is reportedly taking a toll. Laskeet had purportedly faced medical neglect during detention, including delayed access to his blood pressure medication and proper care for his recent fever, according to Hirono. How long has he been detained, is my question. Has it been a couple of days, a couple of weeks? Has he been detained for months? Like, we don't have a time frame here. But they shouldn't be withholding his medication from him. That's kind of fucked. I don't care who it is. They should have their meds. Ed Song, thank you. Grab some jars, pre-order. Kirsche gas, limited time offer. Own recycled air from Foxy while supplies last. Do not consume. I'm not selling jarred air. Thumb Ugly, thank you. Illegal by definition is illegal, literally crime. Yeah, but they keep trying to rename those things. The guy I'm reading about... The guy I'm reading about is not here illegally. He's on a green card. He just never became naturalized. And so when he was detained for his prior criminal convictions under our current border policy,